Doing a quick video as I wrap up for today. I don't know who's following this build of mine. You could catch it on Instagram at all4speed, all for speed. Me and Deshaun are kind of in similar places, painted cars and stuff, but I mean, you can watch both of our videos. Hopefully you gain something from it, like he said. Let me walk you through what I did today. Still have to finish running my power steering lines, but other than that, the front accessories, I got my new belt today. It's a Gates belt that Vintage recommends in their kit when they give you the LS Kwik Performance bracket. Belt ended up fitting perfectly, pretty happy with it. I had originally changed my tensioner to the Comp Cams one, billet black, when it was, more visible, and then when I ended up going this way, I was pretty scared it might not work, but it actually ended up working with all the spacers that come with the Kwik Performance bracket. The other thing I posted on our page here was, where are people mounting their catch cans? I don't think it looks the best. It kind of adds more clutter in here, but for now, this is what I'm gonna do. I just mounted it on the front tab. You have the spacer that came with it and everything. So that's kind of how I'm sitting right now. It doesn't look too bad. You can see it in here. I know it's kind of dark under my hood, but I got my lines crimped today. Lucky enough, a local shop that I was learning from for LS swaps has the crimp tool, so I saved a ton of money and was able to just borrow it. I got these crimped up. I used the angled ones so that I could angle them down and back. So from the front, you can't really see any lines. So the hoses go down. I got them tie strapped in the two unused little eyelets on the bottom of the compressor. So you could see right there too. So it really tucks them away and runs them, parallel with. You can't really see them. And then I just carried them through this fender well. And then the water pump hoses, you can figure out which ones go which direction, but I have those running through too, so you can't really see them separately. It looks like just one bundle. Running behind the fender, I didn't want them to be flopping all over in there, so I actually tie strapped them. You can barely see that tie strap too, it tucks pretty nice, but I tie strapped them inside the fender. And then a cool little thing I did, you could see the heater control valve from Vintage Air. I'll have to drill a hole in my firewall, unfortunately, and run a grommet, but all the wires for Vintage Air will come through there, so I'm not too mad. It'll look clean, you probably will never notice, and it'll run under the fender well. But I put it in there, and then I drilled two holes right here under the hood hinge. You can kind of see right there. And then I put a zip tie there, so it's actually zip tied there, so it's not going to jiggle around. I didn't have to make a bracket, but it's tucked under, it's tight there, and it all runs right behind the fender well. So it's all clean. What else? My catch can hoses, I actually ended up having to change them on. I think a lot of my hoses I'm going to end up going over to braided later to make it cleaner, but I have my catch can hoses pretty much running right over the tie strapped AC hoses and under the compressor, and it goes pretty much right through here, if you can see, through my Kwik Performance bracket, so you can't see it over the top from the front or even from here, and then they just come out, go on nicely. So that's my update for today. I'll keep them coming. Follow our builds, learn something, hopefully get some ideas. To each their own. You got to do what you like. When you're limited in tools and space, you just got to make things work. One man working on it, learning as I go, just doing what I know and what I can. I'm probably going to clean up these wires too later into one loom, but this is my San Francisco garage. Nothing's touching, don't worry. My paint's clean. And this side is where I get my space to get inside and work. I wear sweats just so I don't scratch anything up. It's the softest thing that brushes up my car. And then you can see inside. Don't mind the mess, but I was at a hold for a second figuring out some wiring, but I got it, so this should start moving along quicker. But this is what's next on my list, is just finishing up the wiring. Anyway, everybody, for those of you that watched, obviously thank you. For those of you that are building, good luck.